Good Friday, great Friday, May 15th, 2020. We're in the exact midpoint, smack dab in the month of May, and God is so faithful. We thank Him for yet another beautiful, rainy, cloudy day. Ooh, talking about clouds. I was brought to the scripture in Job. Is that what 37:21, where it says that the Lord is in the midst of the clouds? So we don't have anything to, be sad about when we see it. It says, and now men see not the bright light, right? There's bright light, which is in the clouds. So it's important for us to always look at the silver lining and not the gray lead and be weighed down by the heaviness of life and troubles. Today I'm on the way to, Lord willing, a celebration of life with one of my cousins. She is one of 5 people that we have lost on both sides of our families within the last 2 weeks, 5. And the Lord wants us to focus that God is still in the midst of the earth, right? It says in Genesis 9:13, I do set my bow in the cloud. So there's still rainbows. God's promises are true. You just have to believe, have faith. That has something to do with this, right? My face mask, have faith. Because God is going to preserve His people no matter what happens. And we celebrate His goodness and loving kindness every day. We're in Jer.26, and it's talking about how Jeremiah had a burden, and he was just being obedient to the Lord and oblivious to what other people would say. He said, I had to be true and real and do what the Lord would call me to do. And it says in verse 12, the Lord sent me to prophesy against this house and against this city, all the words that ye have heard. Verse 13, therefore now amend, change your ways and your doings, and obey the voice of the Lord your God. Now, they wanted to put him to death, the people. And he was like, you know what? Listen, I did what the Lord called me to do. Do with me as seemeth good and meet unto you. That's in verse 14. And that reminded me of Esther in chapter 4, verse 16 of her book, where it says, look, you know what? If I perish, I perish, but I'm going to go see the king. The Lord is calling for leaders, people to stand up and be bold, especially for such a time as this, to be courageous, whether you're working in government, in schools, in hospitals, in your family, whatever, wherever. The Lord wants you to speak His words and leave and trust Him and have faith that He's going to look out for you no matter what happens. And it says later on that some people spoke up for him, some leaders. And this really spoke to me. The last verse of this chapter, verse 24, nevertheless, the hand of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, was with Jeremiah. He spoke up for him. He said, no, he shouldn't be put to death, that they should not give him into the hand of the people to murder him. The Lord is calling you to be an Ahikam for such a time as this. And what are the prerequisites? Well, we know that who shall abide in the holy temple? He that have clean hands, she who speaketh the truth in their heart, and backbiteth not. That's in Psalms 15. And we will perpetually have the presence of the Lord, and we'll be planted and we'll be bloomed, being the spokesperson, whether we say a word or not. All right, have a good day in the Lord, and know that He wants to use you for such a time as this.